All right. Welcome to Motivational Moments with Tracy D. Armstrong. And today's topic is what's your mess and how to clean it up. And when I say mess, I'm speaking about your mental, emotional, social status of life, your state of mind, and everything that goes into managing, maintaining a more productive and prosperous life. Okay. We have our special guest returning, and if you did not see episode one, you need to go back and check out episode one because it was amazing. We are going to pick up where we left off with Miss Felicia Brown. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Let everybody know who you are, just in case they didn't look at the last episode.
Well, I am Felishia Brown. I am a double certified personal trainer. I do have 5 certifications. I have a glute certification, women's fitness certification, group fitness certification, and sports nutrition certification. Also, I am a co-author of Amazon bestseller, Crowning Conversations.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of certifications, y'all. She's certified up, okay? But you didn't start that way. In the last episode, we kind of dug into what's your mess from your past. And you talked about your divorce. And I'm telling y'all got to go back and look at it. But now we're going to talk about a different mess that was a part of your past.
Yes.
So go ahead and let everybody know how you even got to where you are. Like, where were you?
And this was another mess that I was in, and God had me turn it around. So this mess was my work environment, or just my work period. First of all, when God calls you to do something, when it's time to leave, just go. Don't fight it. Just go. If you do that, then you won't have mess. Now I'm gonna start off with that. But I knew that I was supposed to do something with personal training. I knew that. But my mind was focused on, but I'm not. So I told in the last episode, I told you guys I had become a Zumba instructor, and that was not bringing in the income that I was making. I was an air export specialist for oil and gas transportation supply management, supply chain management in transportation. All right, so it's I was making some good money, and I did not want to leave my good money to go in and do this thing and have to build a business from the ground up. But when God tells you to do something, or you feel that nudging that God is telling you to do something and you don't do it, if I can say it like this, all hell will break loose around you in that field that you think is bringing you money.
Now I know what you're talking about. Go ahead, keep on going. So what'd you do?
So right before I right before I got my first personal training certification, that last year of me being in corporate America, it was just pure hell for me. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It was, I got up, went to work, stressed out, arguing every day, coming home crying, because it's like, it should not be this hard. I don't understand, God, why is it this hard? But I forgot God had already kind of been nudging me in another area. I literally forgot, but in my mind, I gotta make money. But when God tell you to do something, you just have to go and do it. When God told Moses to go and free his people, Moses, he didn't hesitate, but he had some questions, because he had the speech impediment. But he went and did it, and God was with him. And so my trust, even though I had turned my focus around, my trust, to be honest with you, was in my job, because that was paying my bills at the time. Even though I knew what God could do, my trust was still in me clocking in and out. I didn't want to give up my money. I didn't want to give up my money. I was making good money there. But things became uncomfortable. And in hindsight, now I'm like, dang, I was going through some stupid stuff. But I was making dumb decisions. Like I wasn't doing what God told me to do in the beginning. Because I know when you do what God tell you to do, even though it look like it's not going to work, everything lay out. So I'm going to tell you why I say this. I would go to work and I would argue with my team. Y'all, I'm not going to call names and I'm not going to say company names, but this is what happens. And this is so stupid. I'm the lead of my department. I have 8 people under me. I'm the lead of the department, y'all. And they came and split the department up so that the people that were under me doing the air part of the transportation, even though they were still under me, they were in another department. So they were entitled under me, but physically in another department. And so since they were physically in another department, they didn't listen to me. But I'm the only person, but they still did air. And it caused a lot of confusion. When confusion starts where? From the enemy. It caused a lot of confusion in the air freight department, which didn't make sense because we move air. Why you go and put them in the ocean? That doesn't make sense. And so they didn't listen to me. They listened to the ocean people. And I'm like, this is just the dumbest thing. But I was going through the dumbest stuff. It was just dumb. And I would argue with the customer. Who does that? Yeah, I wasn't like you telling me, you're telling me stuff that doesn't make sense. This is what I do every day. You telling me, I know I have to move your freight, but you can't tell me how to move this is what I do. And I would go through silly stuff and it would irk me. And Tracy, I think I used to come and tell you. I think I used to come and tell Tracy. This job is crazy.
And so that's the thing. So mentally, the job was draining
me mentally because and the reason why I say it was draining me mentally, because I would have to figure out how to move air material through an ocean department. And that was draining. When you move air through air, can you see how that doesn't even make sense? I literally had to go and figure that stuff out. And I'm like, this is the dumbest stuff. And I was physically drained. And we would work the hours that we would work, or I would work, because my team, since they were in another department, but even though they were my team, they had 40 hours, that was it. They go home. You come in at 7, you leave at 3 if that was your time. You come in at 8, you leave at 4 if that was your time. But I still have freight I gotta move. And if it don't move, a rig can go down and lose millions of dollars a day. So guess who was stuck doing the work? Me. So I'm working 12 to 16 hours a day. So not only am I mentally drained, I'm physically, oh my God, I just thought about this. And because I'm working so much, I'm not working out now. I just literally thought, like, I just put that two together, but that's okay.
And that's, I was just about to ask, and how was your emotion and socially? Because if you're working that much, obviously socially, you're not having enough time to do other social things like workout and family and.
No, and let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you, it got so bad. It was my birthday, guys, and two of my friends, they threw me a surprise little get together, cooked dinner for me and everything. You know what time I showed up there? It was almost 10 o'clock, I think, at night. Late to my own little birthday gathering. I mean, I had a full spread, and but I didn't know it was a surprise. Like, it was a surprise birthday dinner. And she kept calling, was like, "You on your way?" I'm like, "Girl, I'm still here. I'm sorry, I'm coming." I mean, I didn't know, but I still had work, and I showed up to her house. I want to say it was like 9:30 at night, and I mean, I had cake. They cooked. I had fish. I had salad. They had a cake that was made from scratch, y'all. It was a full spread, and I get there at 9:30, late to my own thing. So socially, it wasn't happening because I'm working all doggone day. All doggone day.
So, with all of that being said, that was your mess.
That was my mess.
What was the motivational moment that made you make a move?
I got fired.
Oh, let's talk about that. Okay. Oh, you know, I'm gonna let you go ahead and have that one. Go ahead, explain to the people what happened.
I got fired, y'all. Okay, so first, I went to another company. So I quit where I was going through that, and I went to another company. I had made up in my mind, the hours, I didn't want to work the hours, I didn't want to do all that, and I didn't want to be a lead anymore. So I went to another company. Y'all, I wasn't even there a year and I got fired. Like, I went to the company in 2 months in. Now, you have to remember, I'm a lead, and I worked in the oil and gas transportation for 22 years. So I have a lot of knowledge in that area. And don't ask me something if you don't want to know. Like, if you don't want to know my opinion, don't ask. So we would have meetings, and then they would say, "Well, Felishia, what you think about that?" "Oh, well, I think you should go this way." So you ask the question, I'm gonna tell you. This is, but I'm bringing my experience into it. So this went on for a time, and I think I began to rub the supervisor the wrong way. So when I began to rub that person the wrong way, but I'm not trying to, I'm answering a question. And I begin to, but I don't want your job. I don't. But I'm telling you, like, if you do it this way, I'm saying from experience, not because I'm a know-it-all. It's just because this is what I've been through, and I don't want you to go through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? You know, that makes sense. You're trying to put wisdom. It's the same thing that you're gonna tell somebody to do something if you know a better way, and if you know that the way that they're trying to do it is not going to work because you've already tried it, not because you're a know-it-all, because you've already been down that path. If I already been down a path that I know is gonna cause you harm, I'm not gonna allow you to go down that path. And even if you go down it, I'm gonna tell you what's down it. So if you go down that path, that's on you. But I've already given you my wisdom. Don't make the same mistakes I did. I've already been down there. That's wisdom, right? So long story short, I think I was rubbing the supervisor, the wrong way. And I would get written up time after time after time for stuff that they would tell me to do. And I'm like, wait a minute, God. So I'm going through this stupid stuff again. But here it is, because God had already when God tell you to do something, just do it. Just do it. So I'm going through stupid stuff, and I'm like, God, I'm recognizing patterns now. What's going on? So now I'm going back to my prayer class. Now I'm talking to God now. So I'm talking to God, and I'm telling him, I'm recognizing these patterns. I'm seeing stupid stuff happen. And then I get fired. But I got fired behind something. So I was over a region of, when you do transportation for the company that I work for, they put you over regions, and I had a specific region, and email was sent to me for another region, but I didn't have the authority to do that region. So they fired me, but because I didn't have the authority, when I say authority, like systematically, I couldn't do shipments going into that region because the region was high. It was a high class, high confidential, and you had to have a level of authority in the system in order to do the shipments. I didn't have that authority. So because I didn't have that authority, even though the email was sent to me, I couldn't do the shipment. God took care of me for 2 years without me working when I got fired. So I had got my unemployment. When I got fired, I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do what you tell me to do because now I'm understanding some stuff. When I got fired, I immediately started my NASM certification. Immediately.
Wait a minute. Time out. You said, I just want to go back. 2 years. What took care of you for 2 years? Your unemployment lasted you for 2 years without a job?
Without a job.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure people heard that. I just want to make sure you heard
without
that.
A job. Without a job.
Okay, go ahead.
2 years. It took care of me 2 years. And I was just and now I can say, dang, that was God, you was gonna take care of me all that time. All I had to do was just listen. But I went through my training, and then I applied for the job that I have now, because I have my personal clients, but I also work, and so I applied for the job now. And it was so funny the way that I applied actually for another store, and the owner of the franchise that I work for, we still to this day really don't understand how I know how he got it, but I applied to work at the one that's near me, because I have one that's 5 minutes away, but I work at another store that's like 25 minutes away. But it was a better thing for me. But God took care of me in that. And even when I got my certification, and I went and applied for a job or whatever, it wasn't long before I got hired and then start working.
So during those 2 years of being out, that's when you got, and which certification was that you got?
NASM.
What's that?
National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Okay. For those like me that have no idea what the initials are, okay. Yeah. So you got your certification while you were getting unemployment. Mm-hmm. You went, you applied, you got a job in that field, mm-hmm. doing something that you enjoy doing it, or tell everybody what is this now that you do?
Yeah, so now I get a chance to do what I love to do, and that's encouraged, because I say they like she's trying to kill me. No, I'm encouraging you to lift weights because I want you to feel like a beast. That's my whole thing, like that, my whole full circle. Now I'm like, I get to do this day in and day out Really, God? Oh man. It's a dream. It's like a dream come true for me. The lives that I get to impact, because that's what I wanted way back then. But I was trying to do things my own way. But when you do things God's way, it comes full circle. It comes full
And
circle.
because you mentioned, and not to cut you off, but because you were saying that's what you wanted to do back then. When you say that, are you saying like when you were talking about your purpose or your passion? What exactly was your purpose and your passion that you had? And is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing now. And so I say that's a good question. That's a good question. Because my purpose is my passion has always been dance. Okay. My passion has been, okay, let me take back. I love to dance, but my passion is choreography. Okay. So you're like, well, Felishia, how does being a personal trainer and choreography, how does that mesh? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you how. Because choreography is just putting together movements to music. True or not? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So guess what I do as a personal trainer? Not for my job, not that, but on my own time, I get to put together workouts, and I get to choose the music that you work out to. Mm-hmm. So, in essence, I'm just a personal training choreographer. That's what I do. And I do it all day long.
So so let me just be clear. So you have a job where you work doing training, right? Personal training, physical training.
Yes.
And then you also do personal fitness choreography. So can you tell everybody what exactly is that? So you're doing multiple things now instead of just going to work, working 60 hours for other people.
Yes.
You're doing this for yourself.
I'm doing this for myself. And so outside of where I work, I do maximize motions. And in that's where I create the workouts and I put the playlist together. And sometimes at the beginning of class, we'll have a warm-up. And I haven't done it like in about a month, but I'm gonna get back to it. So we'll do warm-up, but we'll do like dance fitness warm-up. And they're exercises, but because I'm always even when I lift weights, I use the beat of the music to help me lift. Whatever beat, I'll catch that beat first, and then I'll move my weight. And so I took some exercises, and we'll just move to the beat of the music. And that's choreography for me. And so that's my passion. And so I love to do that. And so that's going into my next phase, taking me online. Because now I get to do that all the time.
I was just about to say, I can hear that now mentally, emotionally. Now you were about to say take it online, because I was going to say mentally you sound like you're in a more sound place.
Yeah,
emotionally, you sound more emotionally stable because you're doing something that you love, not going to deal with stupid stuff on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Now, how is it socially now that you don't work for them?
You know what? And that's a good question. So let me tell you, when you are in your purpose, and for me, because I'm gonna always take it back to God. When you are in your purpose, you will begin to line up with people that, so the Bible says your gifts makes rooms for you, right? So you will line up with people or be connected with people that can either use your gifts or know somebody that will use your gifts, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
That makes your social circle blow up. It makes it humongous. Like, I have, my social circle is crazy now, but I have a different level of friends now. Like, I don't have the I don't have the same level of friends. When I started doing what God called me to do, my girlfriend circle changed. Like, you gotta be around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be around people they don't necessarily have to do what you're doing, but they have to have the same mindset. Let me say it like that. They have to have the same mindset. They have to be, so for me, you got to be a go-getter. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sponge, so I need you to teach me some stuff. And I got some stuff on the inside of me that I can teach you. I don't want to be around somebody that's always partying. Yeah, I love to party, but I don't want to always party with you. I don't want to be around somebody that's always trying to tear you down because they're torn down. I want to be around somebody that's going to lift me up. I want to be around somebody that's going to encourage me. Like you, like I'm going to encourage you, but what if I'm having a bad day? Mm-hmm. The Bible says iron sharpens iron. So if I'm iron and you're iron, we're always sharpening each other. We're not all, we're not takers. It's a reciprocal relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's give and take. It's not even 50-50. It's 100-100. Whatever I got, I'm gonna give it to you 100. Whatever you got, you're gonna give it to me 100. That's a different mindset. Instead of, Tracy, I need this. Tracy, can you do this? Tracy, can you do this? Tracy. You're gonna be like, oh, she draining. I can't. She trying to pull me down. I can't do that. So you get not pushed, but you get welcome into a different social circle when you tap into your God-given purpose.
So that right there, I know it's going to help somebody out there, because somebody needs to check their circles. I don't know who, I'm just saying. Yeah. Somebody probably need to check their circles and check the friends that they think are their friends that might be their friends, but not necessarily people that they need to have in their circle in order for them to actually live and walk in the purpose that God has called them to walk in.
So true. So true.
Last but not least, what advice could you give to someone who may be going through the same mess that you were going through with your work situation?
I'm gonna take it back to God. Take it back. Pray and listen and follow through. Pray and listen, because you can pray and listen all day, but if you don't do what God tells you to obey, I'm pray, listen, and obey. If you don't obey, you're gonna still. Y'all heard me say, I was like, why am I going through this still? And God was like, I mean, you left that job, but you're still not doing what I told you to do. You just went and got another job. And I was like, no, okay, I got it. Ding, 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 I got it.
And what's something that they can learn from the book? You have a book there?
I do.
Yeah. Because Tell everybody a little bit about the book for us, because I know your mess is probably in that book.
My message in this book. So this book is Crowning Conversations. It was written by 4 women. First of all, how many times have you ever heard of a book written by 4 women, 4 Black women at that, who we took our tragedies and this book is about how we took, let me put a close up. This book is about how we took our tragedies and turned them into triumph. And so we talk about the spiritual, the physical, and the mental aspect of the tragedy to the triumph. And it's called Crowning Conversations, and you can find that on Amazon.
Girl, as you're talking about that right now and you're describing that book, I'm just thinking that that's another way, like that sounds like a very empowering read. And if someone is going through a mess right now, then that book may be something that they might need to pick up. So I'm just saying.
It is something. And the difference from our book, from other books, is we give you the practical steps that we took to get to the point where we are now. We like, if you just follow the steps, remember I told you how I'm like, if I see you, if I learn from people's mistakes. So if Tracy, if you tell me, well, I did this and this didn't work, but this is what I did to make work, I'm a following them steps, because I don't want to go through what didn't work, because 9 times out of 10, if it didn't work for you, it's not gonna work for me either, because we got the same mindset.
Okay.
So
true that. Well, you know what? I want to thank you so much for being transparent and opening up to the audience about the different messes that you have gone through in your life. It's greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I know that someone is going to be helped, inspired, just by hearing your words. So I greatly thank you and appreciate you for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome. I mean, you made me dig deep.
So everybody, look, check us out. You can check this out and more episodes just like this about What's Your Mess with Motivational Moments on YouTube. You can check this out at Tracy D. Armstrong, the YouTube channel. Follow, like us. Instagram, Tracy D. Armstrong. Facebook, Tracy D. Armstrong. And there's new videos, new motivational videos every week. So make sure you click, like, and share. But before we leave, remember this, okay? This famous quote. If you want to be sad, think about the past. If you want to be anxious, think and worry about the future. If you want peace, live in the present state of happiness. This is Tracy D. Armstrong, your Motivational Moments mentor. Have a great day.